We acknowledge that we are gathering upon the unceded homeland of the Western Abenaki people. We express gratitude for their traditional and ongoing stewardship of the lands and waters. We offer respect to the elders, both past and present, who model for us, help us remember our deep interrelationship with our earth and all its beings. Good morning. I am Margot Prendergast, your worship associate this morning. My pronouns are she, her. On behalf of the entire worship team, I'm happy to welcome all of you, those of you in the sanctuary and those of you watching on the live stream. We truly appreciate your presence as part of our beloved Unitarian Church of Montpelier. For over 160 years, this church has been a sanctuary for those seeking spiritual sustenance as well as peace and justice in the world. Today, we continue on that same path. It's always a pleasure to have newcomers and guests join us for worship. If this is your first or second time visiting and you'd like to, you're invited to stand or wave your hand so we might offer you a special welcome. Welcome, we're so glad you're here. You're invited to fill out our welcome form available at the hospitality table in the vestry after the service so that we can connect with you more fully. Now, we can all join in the welcoming by taking a few moments to turn to your neighbor in the pews and share a few words of greeting. Thank you for sharing these warm greetings. Please join us in continuing our conversations after the service during coffee hour. For the service, we have hearing assist devices available on the table at the rear of the sanctuary, and you can also listen to and watch the service in the fireplace room downstairs if you should need to leave the sanctuary for any reason. A member of our lay pastoral care ministry team will be available in the sanctuary after the service if you have a personal concern and would like to share more deeply. This morning, our lay pastoral caregiver is Mary Jane Olson, right? Thank you, Mary Jane. And now, let us take a deep breath, make sure our cell phones are silenced, and enter more deeply into our time of worship with a prelude performed by local musicians Dee Davis and Marc Gwinn.
Well, I think it's fine building jumbo planes, taking a ride on a cosmic train. Switch on summer from a slot machine. You get what you want to if you want, 'cause you can get anything. Come a long way, we're changing day to day. fresh green grass for your lorry load, pumping petrol gas. Will you make them long? Will you make them tough? Will they just go on and on till it seems that you can't get off? I know we've come a long way. We're changing day to day. So tell me, where do the children play? Sky, scrapers fill the air. Will you just keep on building higher till there's no more room up there? Will you make us laugh? Will you make us cry? Or will you tell us when to live? Will you tell us when to die? Well, I know so tell me, where do the children play?
Wonderful. Good morning. My name is Daniel Tartaglia. My pronouns are he and him. Today, we gather not only as people of faith, but as citizens of this earth, our home, to remember, to recommit, and to act. 56 years ago, Wisconsin Senator Gaylord Nelson, deeply troubled by the state of our land and waters, developed the idea for Earth Day after drawing inspiration from the anti-Vietnam War teach-ins taking place on college campuses. He envisioned a large-scale, grassroots demonstration, in his own words, to shake up the political establishment and force this issue onto the national agenda. Sounds familiar. On April 22, 1970, Nelson's vision came to life. An estimated 20 million people, students, environmentalists, union members, farmers, and politicians, gathered at rallies, marches, and teach-ins in the United States and demanded action to create a cleaner, healthier environment. The consequences were immediate and lasting. Within months, the Environmental Protection Agency was established. Earth Day became the precursor to the largest grassroots environmental movement in U.S. history and the catalyst for legislation, including the Clean Air Act and the Clean Water Act. Earth Day did not stay within our borders. In 1990, Dennis Hayes took it international, organizing events in 141 nations, mobilizing 200 million people, and helping pave the way for the 1992 United Nations Earth Summit in Rio. On Earth Day 2016, the landmark Paris Agreement was signed by the United States, the United Kingdom, China, and 120 other countries. Today, the Earth Day Network brings together more than 20,000 partners and organizations in 190 countries with more than 1 billion participants each year. making it one of the largest public secular events in the world. And yet, we know that awareness is not enough.
Good morning. I'm Peter Watt. My pronouns are he, him. We Unitarians are a tradition that has always understood the connection between inner transformation and outward action. Our shared values of interdependence honors the interdependent web of all existence. That web is fraying. We are living in a time of accelerating climate change, rising seas, deepening drought, and catastrophic flooding. Dangers that fall hardest on those with the least power to protect themselves. The communities most vulnerable to climate disruption, low-income neighborhoods, indigenous lands, coastal communities, the global south, are more often than not the communities that contributed least to the crisis. So what does this moment ask of us? It asks us to celebrate, to walk outside, tend a garden, protect a watershed, feel the miracle of being alive on this living planet. It asks us to make choices in our own lives, to reduce, reuse, rethink our consumption, choose renewable energy, support local food systems, and teach our children to love what sustains them. But it also asks us to advocate, to contact our legislators, support policies that accelerate the transition away from fossil fuels, fund climate adaptation for vulnerable communities that generate our collective vulnerability, and hold accountable the institutions and systems that generate our collective vulnerability. We are called as people of faith not only to plant trees and sort our recycling, though those things matter, but to transform the system that create vulnerability in the first place, systems of extraction, of inequity, of short-term thinking that sacrifices the future for the present. Gaylord Nelson believed that when people finally had a forum to express their love for the earth, they would rise to the challenge. And they did in 1970. And here we are, gathered in that same spirit, still rising. So let us worship, let us act, let us together be part of what heals this world. Now, please stand as you are able to sing our first Earth hymn, Blue Boat Home, number 1064 in the blue hymnal.
Thank you, Numa, for accompanying us today. This morning, we welcome Mary Ann Ludlow, member of the Climate Action Team, to light our chalice, symbol of our Unitarian faith. We light this flame, an enduring symbol of our collective commitment to lead with truth and compassion. Now, let's join our voices in saying these words of affirmation adapted from L. Griswold Williams. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, serve human need, to the end that all souls shall grow into covenant with the divine. Thus do we covenant. And now, even though it's difficult, pretend I'm Caitlin right now. Today in Spiritual Exploration, we have a Love in Action Day for all of our children and youth, where they will learn about the Artemis II mission, eat space ice cream, play space games, and help raise awareness for Earth Day. When we sing everyone out, they will all exit through the door here at the front of the sanctuary. If your child is not registered for Spiritual Exploration, or this is your first time joining, we're so happy you're here today. So please come with your child to fill out the registration form, and then you are welcome to stay with your child or return to service. Children will be dismissed from the room between the vestry and the School Street vestibule at around 11:15. Adults, please be sure to sign your children out before you leave. Youth will meet back up with their adults in coffee hour. Now let's sing the children out and youth out as they go. Hold you in our love as you go. We hold you in our love as you go. And now for a few announcements. After today's service, there will be a presentation at 11:30 in the fireplace room from representatives of Montpelier Neighbor Net, a collective of small neighborhood-based groups who come together to improve communications, grow emergency preparedness and response, and strengthen social connections. Join us this Wednesday, April 22nd at 5:30 p.m. in the vestry for the second annual celebration of Earth Day. There will be time for people to read, recite, perform, or sing whatever they feel inspired to share. Questions? Contact Peter Watt. It was a true delight to gather with many of you, friends and neighbors, for the Joy in Motion community dance and art party on Friday night. Thank you to all of the volunteers, artists, donors, art aficionados, attendees, musicians, and dancers who made the evening come alive. And also a big thanks to the party planning team. Heather Southwell, Ansel Plug, Alana Finney, Susan Koch, Shasta Fowler, Deborah Van Ness, Pat Karstensen, Donna Russo-Savage, and Emily Seifert. Thank you. We raised about $5,000 for UCM through the auction, and there were many smiling faces the entire night. Hooray for joy. For other events and information, please consult the weekly e-news, which is updated each Friday.
Good morning, everyone. I'm the Reverend Joan Javier Duval. I use she, her pronouns, and it has been wonderful to collaborate with the Climate Action Team for today's service. And throughout the service this morning, we will hear from 3 different church members about their relationship to the earth, to Earth Day, and the environmental movement. And first up, we will hear from Erin Kelly.
Good morning. My name is Erin, and I use she, her pronouns. Earlier this week, on one of the days when it was actually nice, I was sitting on the banks of the Winooski watching it sparkling and thinking about how getting into the environmental movement was really quite easy. One of the values I learned very early from this community, our congregation, is our value of interdependence and honoring the web of all existence. And then, growing up in Montpelier, I was exposed to the numerous benefits as well as the beauty of nature. I got to learn and grow with educating children outdoors at Union Elementary School. I learned about climate change in Main Street Middle School and was part of Earth Group and Food Farm and Society at Montpelier High. Because this community gave me so much exposure to the value of nature, once I learned about the threats to our environment, joining in protests felt natural. People called me a nature girl from a very young age. No one was surprised when I went to college to study environmental science. At UVM, I learned about the technical side of how our ecosystems work and learned about the incredible environmental activists whose hard work led to the creation of our modern protection policies. A few months after graduation, I started working with the Richmond Water Resources Department, where we make sure people have safe water to drink and, through wastewater treatment, clean water to swim in. Working in water resources is definitely not glamorous. I'm surrounded by loud machines and strong, offensive smells all day long. Every day, even some weekends, I have to collect buckets of poop water from different places in our wastewater plant for testing. I've removed more condoms, flushable wipes, and tampons from machines than I care to count. If you take one thing away from this speech, please think about what you flush down the toilet. Even earlier this week, I found myself literally kneeling in some of our dewatered waste so that I could stick my gloved hand up a tube to clean out a clogged auger. It's a hard job, both physically and mentally, mostly because it's really unpleasant to smell bad, and also, sometimes, given that we're tucked away in our treatment plant, our work can feel invisible to the public. But when I take samples from the effluent, which is the treated wastewater we dump into the Winooski, and I see how crystal clear it is, I know our work is deeply important. We are literally creating the clean water that people and animals drink and play in. What I've learned from my job is that activism and policy define the systems we work in, but it also takes people who really care, doing the hard work to make sure our human and non-human communities are well taken care of, and the Winooski continues to sparkle. Thank you.
The act of giving is a spiritual practice as important as any other element in our shared time of worship. Our generosity is a form of love. Our gifts freely given help us to practice Unitarian Universalism within and beyond our congregation. Each month, through the UCM Community Pouch Program, we share part of our collection with an important church fund or a community organization aligned with our values. This month, our pouch recipient is Montpelier Pride, a grassroots group of volunteers who organize the Montpelier Pride Festival and Parade, which happens this year on Friday, May 29th. Half of our cash offerings will go to our pouch recipient. The other half will directly support the mission and ministry of this congregation. You can find the offering pouches at the end of the pews on the side aisles. Please pass them towards the center aisle. We are so grateful to each and every one of you for your generosity in all its forms. Your offering will be now gratefully received.
Paradise and put up a parking lot with a big hotel, a nightclub, and a swinging hot spot. So don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? You paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Ooh, ba, ba, ba. Ooh, ba, ba, ba. They took all the trees, put them in a tree museum. And they charged the people $1.50 just to see them. Said, don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Hey, farmer, put away that DDT now. Give me spots on my apples, but leave me the birds and the bees, yeah. Said, don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? We paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, ba, ba. Last night, I heard the screen door slam, and a big yellow taxi took away my old man. Said, don't it always seem you've got till it's gone. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Said, don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Paved paradise, put up a parking lot.
Thank you, Marc and D. I'm Carl Etnack. My pronouns are he, him. Why is Earth Day on April 22nd? Well, it doesn't fall there. It was put there by Senator Gaylord Nelson and his staff. Why? It was actually a bit of clever organizing. I grew up in Wisconsin. And, thank you. And I knew that Gaylord Nelson had helped launch the first Earth Day. What I didn't know until I was asked to give this talk and read up on it was how it happened that this date was chosen. My early environmentalism as a kid was shaped more by my mother than consciousness of Gaylord Nelson. I grew up tagging along after her as she volunteered at an early recycling program. I knew of her concerns for keeping the human impact on the planet in check. I earned notoriety in elementary school for interventions to stop waste. The long corridor that stretched from the kindergarten in the south to the 6th grade in the north was lit up by incandescent lights in the ceiling. And these were wired on 2 different circuits. Each circuit controlled every other light. Now, I thought it was a waste of electricity to be having all those lights on, especially when the corridor was empty most of the time when we were in the classroom. But even walking along, we didn't need all that light. So I would just go along and flip out one of the lights. We also had drinking fountains that just ran continuously. And I thought it was absurd that 99% of the water that flowed through them would be wasted. So I would go over and adjust the rings and turn those things off. Those individual actions made some tiny differences, but it would have been more effective to work with others. I could have taken some lessons from Gaylord Nelson. He was governor of Wisconsin before he went to the U.S. Senate, and there he was fighting for conservation already. Once in Washington, he wanted to get the nation to wake up and pay attention to the most important challenge the human species faces on the planet, unquote. The turning point came in 1969 after he saw the devastation of the Santa Barbara oil spill. Nelson was looking for a way to mobilize people. He noticed something happening on college campuses, as Daniel was talking about earlier, the anti-war teach-ins. They were powerful student-led gatherings, and he thought he could duplicate that with the Earth at the center of attention. He didn't want to force this from the top down. Instead, he empowered his staff to build a movement from the ground up. They recruited college students to run the effort. Dennis Hayes, 1992, was mentioned earlier by Dan. He recruited a young law student named Dennis Hayes as the national coordinator. They needed a date for this college series of events that would work for students and allow good spring weather. They chose the week of April 19th through 25th, and they found that student attendance on campus was highest on Wednesdays. April 22nd was a Wednesday that year, so that became the first Earth Day. Now, there's nothing in the Constitution that gives senators the power or responsibility to organize national grassroots campaigns. But Gaylord Nelson did just that with his office. He saw the possibilities, he saw a need, and he acted. Now, for Vermonters in 2026, it may not seem so strange that you have a U.S. senator organizing a national movement. We have Bernie. But it highlights that you don't have to be president or governor or act as a legislator to effectively change the culture. You just need to wisely use the resources that you have in whatever position you hold and join together with many others. This Earth Day, I may do some individual things, but I play a small part in organizing and carrying out Earth Day celebrations and workshops at a grocery store that I own, along with 10,000 other people in the area, Hunger Mountain Co-op. So come to Hunger Mountain Co-op this Earth Week We'll have workshops on making your own sauerkraut, mending your clothes instead of throwing them away, and celebrations, especially on Wednesday afternoon, but throughout the week. So together, we can do a lot. Thank you, Gaylord Nelson, for that lesson.
Thank you, Carl. Thank you, Aaron. I invite you to take a breath with me as we prepare to enter into a time during our weekly worship service where we ground ourselves in our hearts and our spirits, open ourselves to a time of centering in meditation and prayer. And here in this congregation, we recognize that all of our voices, our lives are valuable and contribute to the life of this community. We are a community of care and belonging, and we hold one another with love in times of joy and times of sorrow. And in that spirit, we share in the ritual of lighting candles of joy and concern twice a month. This is a time that we set aside to be vulnerable with one another, and through that vulnerability to build deeper knowledge of one another and stronger bonds of community. This is a time when we can be real with one another about the condition of our hearts and ask for witness and support. So during this candle lighting time, you can come forward to share a special joy or a milestone so we can celebrate with you. You might want to share a personal concern or a loss that calls for our love, our care, our support, and our prayers. In just a moment, I'll invite you forward and, mindful of sharing time with others, to speak briefly, telling us your name and the joy or concern that is on your heart before lighting a candle. And if you'd like to share more fully, you can seek out our lay pastoral caregiver after the service. As a reminder, the service is being live streamed, and anything shared here in the sanctuary is also being shared with our live stream congregants. And this portion of the service will be removed before we put the video in our worship archive. As we continue this time of meditation and prayer, I invite you to allow your body to more fully arrive wherever you are, whether you're seated or standing here in the sanctuary or taking in our worship service from home. It is through these bodies that we connect more fully to one another in community and to the earth. And so let us be mindful of our bodies this morning. Grateful for the physical presence we are able to inhabit. On this plane of creatureliness, companioning one another through the vicissitudes of life. Feeling the sun on our skin, the rain in our hair, our hands in the dirt. We always have the earth all around us to ground us and inspire us. And today especially, we remember that we are a part of this living planet. I share with you these words of meditation by the Reverend Adai Amakraba. As we gather to celebrate the season of birth and rebirth, we hear the heartbeat of Mother Earth. With spring comes the blossoming of plants and emerging patterns of life. If we listen closely, we hear the heartbeat of Mother Earth. In this time of growth and reflection, let us draw closer to nature and each other, hearing the heartbeat of Mother Earth. In the continuing circle of life, giving thanks, let us listen closely for the heartbeat of Mother Earth. And let us share in a few moments of quiet meditation together.
Good morning. I'm Ann Sark. I use she, her pronouns. Weren't those photos that the Artemis 2 crew sent us of the Earth from the moon recently fabulous? I was so inspired by those all over again. And just in time for Earth Day, reminding us, if we needed a reminder of what this is about, there it was before us. It was so wonderful, and I was so grateful to them for having the timing and the images, and it's so wonderful. I haven't taken a trip around the moon, but I started what was to become many trips around the sun during the early years of the Great Depression, followed by World War II in Vermont. At the same time, my parents launched Spring Lake Ranch, a residential therapeutic community in Cuttingsville, still going strong. It's essentially a farm. We produce milk. We used to produce milk. We raise meat and vegetables and do as many of the repairs ourselves as we can. So I grew up with use it up, wear it out, make it do with that. We lived those words. We had them for breakfast. My cousin Ray, a longtime stalwart on the place, who for decades ran the work program, which was the core of the therapy, wore his ragged jeans with pride, and in the evening had one lamp on. I try to do that too, at least sometimes. I treasure the socks I have darned so often, and recently added even more patches to some torn pants. I drove my old Prius until it expired, and just now replaced it with a new old Prius, our hybrid plug-in. I just plug it into the back of our house. How amazing and magical is that? When Earth Day arrived in 1970, I was living in New York City, and I have to confess, I don't remember a thing about it. I have a notoriously poor memory. But the world and I'm sure, celebrated our beautiful blue planet as that day became a major turning point for so much badly overdue legislation and new awareness. For the past few years, I've really enjoyed being part of the climate action team here. We've offered presentations and field trips we hoped might be useful to you. Among them, the services and rebates Efficiency Vermont offers, a trip to Northfield to help us better understand the work of the Friends of the Winooski River, and a trip to a net zero home in Montpelier. This year, we're seeking ways to have more impact. Your suggestions would be most welcome. So we're looking forward to hearing Jillian Turkola's talk after the service today about the Montpelier NeighborNet project. We hope you'll attend. And on Earth Day, Peter Watt will be doing his second annual Earth Day celebration here in church, and we invite you to bring your favorite stories, poems, and songs. It will be fun. I hope you'll join us. Following on what others have said today, we know that many of you are mindful of our planet and work to shrink your carbon footprint. We also know that many of us are holding a lot of stress and fatigue because of what is going on around us. I hope you will hang in here with me. We know that individual efforts on behalf of our planet are not enough, and that we need to take on the fossil fuel industry and other major polluters if we are to pass on a livable planet to the next generations. As our weather becomes more threatening with floods and wildfires, I propose that we consider this question, and as many others have asked as well today, this morning. Can we today, 56 years after the first Earth Day, renew and expand our commitments to our planet? And as we are able, become the agents of change we want and need to be now. Some of you are most of the way there already, living in net zero homes, driving an EV, eating mainly vegetables, and the rest. Bravo. So please take the hands of those of us who are still trying to get there, so young and old can walk together, arm in arm, into a mostly fossil fuel-free future. It's really important that out of every year, we devote at least one day to acknowledge our blue boat and our interconnectedness. The Sierra Club has named April Earth Month. How about doing that next year? Or maybe in the 10 days left in April this year, we could try out one idea of what an Earth Month might look like. Every day, each of us could think of something we don't normally do to protect the Earth and its inhabitants. Plant a tree, learn to darn socks, try some meatless recipes, create a pollinator garden, write to your legislator, your congresspeople, or whatever. And maybe after the service on the first Sunday in May, we could have some pads available in the vestry so we could write down some of the things we tried, what gave us joy and what was completely frustrating, what it was like. And maybe we could post some of those on the bulletin board. So if by chance we should declare Earth Month next year, we'll have some great ideas to get us started. Reverend Joan recalled that we used to have a walk and bike month, walk and bike to church month in the past, and that would be great to revive that. So maybe we could do that in this May. this coming May. And hopefully there'll be a lot of ideas about what we might do in the fall to pick up that thought.
Aaron, Carl, and Anne have shared some of the many ways that we can continue to take action as keepers and stewards of the earth. Each of us can find those ways that we are called to continue to transform how we live, to be in greater mutuality with the earth, and to save what is still in our power to save for future generations. We take this action out of love and out of gratitude for this extraordinary gift. While I was spending some time with clergy over the last few days in New Hampshire, one of my clergy colleagues who serves down in Heartland, Vermont, kept saying how he just kept looking around at our gathering, astounded by the blessing of being able to be with one another, with these people who are so full of life and care. And I was thinking the same thing about just being here on this little tiny dot in the universe. How astounding is it that we get to be here in this planet, in this room, knowing that those crabapple trees are right outside, that things are starting to grow. What a gift. The morning after returning from orbiting the moon, I can't get enough of the NASA mission, so here's another thing from it. Christina Koch spoke about being part of a crew. She said, a crew is people or a group that is in it all of the time, no matter what, that is stroking together every minute with the same purpose, that is willing to sacrifice silently for each other, that gives grace, that holds accountable. A crew has the same cares and the same needs, and a crew is inescapably, beautifully, dutifully linked. She continues, so when we saw tiny Earth, people asked our crew what impressions we had. And honestly, what struck me wasn't necessarily just Earth, it was all the blackness around it. Earth was just this lifeboat hanging undisturbingly in the universe. I know I haven't learned everything that this journey has yet to teach me, she says, but there's one thing I know, and that is that planet Earth, you are a crew. So let us give thanks for this lifeboat we are so fortunate to share with one another. Let us remember that we are beautifully, dutifully linked. Let us be the crew that loves and protects this earth, our home. And let us rise and body our spirit for our closing hymn. It's number 163 in the great hymnal, For the Earth Forever Turning.
us its healing flame, the warmth of community, and the spark of hope into the days and weeks to come. Please join us now in our mission statement. We welcome all as we build a loving community to nurture each person's spiritual journey, serve human need, and protect the earth, our home.
May you go singing a joyful song of peace, a song of praise for the green hills and the blue seas. May you know yourself beautifully linked and held by our improbable, marvelous planet, Gaia, Mother Earth, our blue boat home. And we conclude our service with the postlude.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh yeah. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, the bright blessed day and the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh yeah. Colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies crying, I'll watch them grow. They'll soon learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Go on, D, play a little bit. Colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies crying, I'll watch them grow. They'll soon learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh yeah. Oh, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh,
Have a great day! Hi. Hey, how are you?